Hi, it's Don Moret. Have you guys ever been approached by someone who is on the street, like homeless, and they came to you and asked you for money and gave you a big sob story about their situation? Whether they're drunk and pregnant or middle-aged or in a wheelchair, whatever it is, and for some reason they don't have enough money and they're trying to pay part of a hotel or they're trying to get food or whatever it is. And so, let me tell you my stories, okay, over and over and over again. I've tried to be, Captain Save a Ho. Is that still a term? I don't know. It used to be a term back in the 90s, Captain Save a Ho. But anyway, I'll try to be a helpful individual. And so I will, oh, I know all these resources. You could go to this shelter, or you can go to this place or that place, right? And so when I'll bring it up to them, or let's say, I mean, if I bring it up to them, and then typically the response I get is, well, I tried that place and everyone there fucked me over. And no, I can't go to that place because they're all horrible. And no, that place doesn't work because they stole from me. And it's like, at a certain point, it's like, okay, maybe you don't really want to, I mean, there's the resources that are there, and you got to work within those resources. Any given thing, you got to work with the resources that are there, or you got to try to pull yourself out of it yourself. Um, but and then I remember, people being incoherent, and maybe I call some place. I don't usually call the police on people. That's not my thing. But if I call some sort of professional service, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we've had calls on that person before, and they came here for this, and we're not gonna detox them again unless they." I mean, there's like typically these people I had a huge fucking record with every state agency or whatever. The point here is that people will say whatever they need to say to try to get what they want, and a lot of times that's like, I need this and I need that, and nobody's doing this for me. And maybe people just want some fucking money because they'll say what they need to do to get money, and a lot of people would rather be on the street than in some sort of Christian homeless shelter or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like we've got to take care of ourselves and our own families first. First, we take care of ourselves, and then we take care of our own families and friends, and then our greater community. And and hopefully we're hanging out with a community that's cool enough that wants to help homeless people. Most people don't care. Maybe they'll slip a 20 to somebody once a year to like nullify their guilt, but we just need to have a lot more really good resources for people where they actually want to go and stay. And also, we could really work hard that people don't end up on the street to begin with. And I don't mean camping out in a city you're not used to or something. I mean on the street where you can't even go to a home if you wanted to, and you have nowhere to go, and you're sad and depressed about it, or you're crazy and you're hearing voices or something. There's this woman down the street, and she's always out. She's always out. And right now she's just out in like this thin sweater with a blanket, and I'm just like, fuck, I need to give her some clothes. But this woman she's not nice. She's not nice. She's yelling all the time, and she's got a bunch of people that she's talking to, like fake people that she, like voices that she's hearing. And she's out in the street, and she's like, she'll take her pants down and bend over and try to open her ass cheeks to let the ghosts out. It's very upsetting to watch. It's very intense. And when someone pretends like they've got voices, they've got demons in their ass, typically I'm thinking that they're hallucinating because their digestion is really fucked up. And this is a big thing with schizophrenia and hearing voices and stuff like that. A lot of people that have those extreme mental illness type things, a lot of them have really bad digestion. A lot of them are backed up, or if they're not backed up, they got some sort of obstruction, some sort of issue. There's a guy who had extreme schizophrenia, and he didn't go to the bathroom for a month. He went to the hospital, and he hadn't gone to the bathroom. He hadn't, defecated in like 30 days. And then, what happened with that? Well, he died. he died, and they opened him up, and they took out his lower intestine. And this thing, I don't know how long they are. They're 6 feet long or something. I think they're 6 feet long, about as tall as us, I think. And anyway, this thing was this big around. It was this big around. So this guy had this huge bloated gut, and he was hearing voices and suicidal ideation, all this stuff. And it turns out he was so fucked up in his intestines that he couldn't even keep living. He was so constipated, he couldn't even stay alive. And it's like, oh my god, dude. We've got such a fucked up healthcare system that guy was able to take psych meds and nobody noticed. Nobody noticed that he had, like a large intestine that weighed 100 pounds by itself. What the fuck? It's like, it's just so weird. So much of our medical system is just, oh, just write him a fucking script and have him go cash it and make people rich off of it. And people don't actually even give a fuck if someone lives or dies or kills themselves or keeps down the same nutritional trajectory, drops dead. Nobody cares. Just take our pills and give us that insurance money, and it's fucking disgusting. There's so many better ways to deal with mental illness than drugs. But anyway, yeah, my biggest advice, I don't know, I started one way and it verged off to another, but it's like, watch your own nutrition, watch your own, the only way we can be of service to other people is if we're hydrated and we have good nutrition ourselves, It's the only way that we can, speaking of that, I'm going to drink some water. That's the only way that we can be of service to other people. So, that, and, obviously if someone comes and asks you for stuff, only give what you can afford to give. And, afford to comfortably give them. And, that's really it. But yeah, more resources would be great for everybody, but like smart resources, not just giving people pills, like that's gonna take care of things. I'm really sick of that mentality. Alright,